My name's Gerrit and Amanda. I'm a senior journalism major at Appalachian State University.
Okay, I'm Amanda Amons.
Question. What is your favorite mythical creature or creatures?
If I had to choose one, I think my favorite mythical creature is a dragon. That's pretty cliche, but growing up, dragons were awesome. They still are. I always liked dinosaurs as a kid, and dragons were always one of the ones that I could compare easiest to a dinosaur. Pretty much a dinosaur with wings. But from all the movies that I would watch, TV shows these days, dragons are without a doubt the coolest mythical creature to me.
Hans, what is your favorite mythical creature or creatures?
My favorite mythical creature is probably a griffin.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. They always just seem to be the biggest and the baddest mythical creature. The ability to breathe fire. They can fly everywhere. I don't know. They're unique, and I think if there was a battle of all the mythical creatures, at least the ones I could think of, a dragon would probably come out on top as the victorious creature. I remember one of the first movies that I can remember with a dragon. It was this old movie, and I think it was a pretty bad movie now that I remember, but it was called Dragonheart. And I don't know, he was just the coolest dragon in it. It was a medieval movie with castles, swords, knights, and there was this one dragon that just took over everybody. And looking at today, there's shows like Game of Thrones that I'm a big fan of that have dragons in them, and they're beautiful in a lot of ways. The different colors that some of them have, and how people portray them in movies, films, TV shows, drawings. But at the same time, while they're beautiful, they have this frightening persona, and they're without a doubt the coolest.
Why would you say your favorite one's the griffin?
Because the griffin is both a lion, and so it's fierce, but it's also majestic because it's part bird.
Very interesting. Do you believe that dragons had once existed in this world?
As much as I want to believe that dragons existed, I'm going to say no. It would be too cool if dragons did actually exist. Don't get me wrong, like I said, dragons are pretty darn similar to dinosaurs, which we of course have living proof of. Not living, but we have their fossils. But I'd have to say dragons did not exist, as much as that hurts me to say. Maybe that's just because all I've ever seen of them is in movies and TV shows and people's imaginations. Since there hasn't been any proof yet of dragons, I'm tempted to say no.
Did you believe that your griffin once existed?
I don't know about necessarily the griffin, but I do think the creatures existed that were what we would call mystical at some point.
What if you were told that there was evidence of these dragons existing?
I would be extremely excited. Mostly because, I think it's pretty clear that there are no living dragons currently, unless if they're hiding somewhere in some caves. But if there was some factual information that came out about dragons once existing, that would be so cool. It would make me, as a journalism major, want to do a story on it in some way. I don't know what continent they would be found on, or if there would be any in the United States, fossils-wise, but it would make me want to do some research and do a little study, and perhaps tap into some paleontology, which is no joke of a career. But just imagine if dragons all of a sudden were announced that they once existed. People would be mind blown, because it's a creature that comes from movies and films. So if that were true, and if there was some evidence to be found, I would be very excited.
Would you be happy if there was some kind of physical evidence that the griffin existed?
And that'd be pretty cool. I think it'd be really cool.
Like, how cool?
Well, it'd be kind of like people would be really shook up about it, I think, and I think that'd be kind of interesting to see how other scientists and researchers would react to that kind of evidence that they once scoffed at. So,
Besides the fossils, would you hope that there'd be more kind of physical evidence of them existing, like a whole body being found in ice?
Oh yeah, I mean, just imagine, or at the bottom of the ocean, there's a dragon's body or something like that. Kind of reminds me of Godzilla. But you look at Jurassic Park too. What if somebody found the DNA of a dragon and then they were able to bring it back and create these genetically modified dragons? I think we'd have a bit of a mess on our hands on Earth. But that would be really cool to look at in a Jurassic Park sense, where somebody could bring dragons back to life if the evidence was there.
If there was evidence found, what would you hope the evidence would be? Like a physical body or something like that?
yeah, I think it would have to be some sort of skeleton or, I don't know, even like mentioned in like an old writing, they found some kind of tablet that, looks scientific and legit. And then in that they would find, evidence. But of course, skeletal remains would be ideal.
Yeah, to then figure out how the griffin flew, right?
Mm-hmm.